Welcome back. We've explored 7 different money personalities, and now we're going to dive into our final type, the one that might seem like a contradiction in a course about building wealth. Let's talk about the money monk. If you're a money monk, you might have deeply held beliefs that money corrupts people, that wanting wealth is somehow morally wrong, or that focusing on financial success makes someone shallow or materialistic. Your motto might be something like, money is the root of all evil, or the best things in life are free. Before we go any further, I want to say this clearly. Your values around ethics, integrity, and focusing on what truly matters in life are not only valid, they're essential. In a world that often seems to worship wealth at the expense of everything else, your moral compass and your commitment to deeper values are genuinely important and admirable. Let's start by talking about what makes money monks incredibly valuable people, because there are some beautiful strengths that come with this perspective. First, you have a strong ethical compass that guides your decisions. You're not easily corrupted by the promise of easy money, and you're willing to make financial sacrifices to maintain your integrity. That kind of moral strength is rare and precious. Money monks also tend to be naturally focused on helping others rather than accumulating wealth for themselves. You might work in education, healthcare, social services, or nonprofits because you want to make a real difference in the world, not because you want to get rich. That service orientation creates real value in society. You're typically not motivated by greed or material excess, which means you can often find contentment and happiness with much less than other people think they need. That ability to appreciate simple pleasures and non-material sources of joy is a form of wealth that many people struggle to achieve. And here's something really valuable. Your decisions tend to be values-driven rather than profit-driven. You choose jobs, relationships, and life paths based on what feels meaningful and authentic to you, not just what pays the most money. That leads to a life that feels more aligned and purposeful. But let's also be honest about where these beliefs can sometimes create problems or limit your ability to achieve your other life goals. The biggest challenge I see with money monks is a tendency to undervalue your own work and skills. You might consistently charge less than you're worth, avoid asking for raises, or turn down higher paying opportunities because you feel guilty about wanting more money, even when that money could help you better serve others or achieve your values-based goals. Many money monks also struggle with what I call wealth guilt. When you do achieve financial success, you might feel uncomfortable about it, like you're somehow betraying your values or becoming the kind of person you don't want to be. This can lead to self-sabotage or avoiding opportunities that could genuinely improve your life. There's also the practical problem of limiting your impact. If you believe that caring about money is wrong, you might avoid learning basic financial skills, building wealth, or understanding how money works. But here's the thing, money is just a tool, and tools can be used for good or evil depending on who's wielding them. Some money monks also fall into the trap of financial martyrdom, suffering financially because they think that struggle somehow makes them more virtuous or authentic. But there's nothing noble about being unable to pay your bills or being unprepared for emergencies. And finally, these beliefs can sometimes create relationship stress, especially if you're partnered with someone who has different attitudes about money and financial goals. Let's see if this personality resonates with you. I want you to answer these 5 questions honestly, and remember, there are no wrong answers here. Question 1. Do you feel guilty when you have more money than others around you? 2. Have you ever avoided asking for a raise because it felt greedy or inappropriate? 3. Do you believe that wanting wealth makes someone shallow or materialistic? 4. Have you ever turned down higher paying opportunities primarily for moral or ethical reasons? And 5. Do you feel uncomfortable when friends or family discuss money or investments? If you answered yes to 3 or more of these questions, you likely have strong money monk tendencies. And I want you to know that your values-driven approach to life is something the world desperately needs more of. So let's talk about strategies that honor your values while also helping you build financial security and resources that can actually amplify your positive impact in the world. First, and this is crucial, reframe money's purpose in your mind. Instead of seeing money as something that corrupts or as an end in itself, try to see it as a tool for doing good in the world. The more financial resources you have, the more you can help others, support causes you believe in, and create positive change. Think about it this way. If you care about helping people, wouldn't having more money allow you to help more people? If you care about social justice, wouldn't financial independence give you the freedom to volunteer more or support organizations doing important work? If you care about your family, wouldn't being financially secure help you take better care of them? Your values don't have to conflict with building wealth. They can actually be the reason you build wealth. Here's another strategy that works well for money monks. Explore values-based investing. You can put your money into companies and funds that align with your ethical beliefs, things like environmental sustainability, social responsibility, or fair labor practices. This way, your money isn't just growing, it's supporting businesses and initiatives that reflect your values. You're literally putting your money where your values are. I also want you to set up automatic charitable giving alongside your wealth building. Decide on a percentage of your income, maybe 5 or 10%, that automatically goes to causes you care about every month. This does two things. It ensures you're consistently supporting what matters to you, and it helps you feel good about building wealth because you know that you're sharing it as you go. Here's something else that's really important for money monks. Practice recognizing and claiming your fair value. Start paying attention to what other people in your field earn and work on getting comfortable with the idea that you deserve to be compensated fairly for the value you provide. Remember, when you're underpaid, someone else is benefiting from your work without giving you your fair compensation. That's not noble. That's just allowing others to take advantage of your discomfort with money. I want you to try this exercise. Calculate how much additional good you could do in the world if you increase your income by 20 or 30%. How much more could you donate to charity? How much more could you help family members who are struggling? How many more opportunities could you create for others? Sometimes seeing the concrete impact of earning more money can help overcome the guilt about wanting financial success. And here's another reframe that might help. Focus on the impact you're having rather than the money you're making. If you're a teacher, you're shaping young minds. If you're a social worker, you're helping families in crisis. If you're in healthcare, you're literally saving lives. The value you create in the world is enormous, and it's completely appropriate for you to be compensated fairly for that value. Let me recommend some specific tools and resources that work well for money monks. For values-based investing, look at ESG funds, environmental, social, and governance investing. These funds screen companies based on ethical criteria so you can grow your wealth while supporting businesses that align with your values. For charitable giving, apps that help you track your donations and see their impact can make giving feel more meaningful and intentional. And for understanding fair market rates for your work, use salary comparison websites to research what people in your field and location typically earn. Knowledge is power, and knowing your market value is the first step to claiming it. Here's what I want you to remember. Your commitment to ethics, service, and meaningful values is not a barrier to financial success. It's actually your greatest strength. The world needs more people who can build wealth responsibly and use it to create positive change. You don't have to choose between having money and being a good person. And in fact, being a good person with financial resources often means you can do more good than being a good person without them. Start by identifying one area where you've been undervaluing yourself. Maybe it's your salary, maybe it's your freelance rates, or your willingness to accept financial help from others. Take one step towards claiming your fair value in that area. And remember, every dollar you earn ethically is a dollar that can be used for good instead of sitting in the bank account of someone who might not share your values. Your values are your superpower, not your limitation. Let's make sure they're guiding you towards building the resources that will amplify your positive impact on the world. So, now we've covered all the main money personalities. And in our next module, we're going to talk about how to integrate everything you've learned and create your personal action plan. This is where we tie it all together and give you a roadmap for moving forward. So I'll see you there.